All right, everybody. We are back today with another episode of BeamNG Roadkill Drag Times. And today we got a fleet of cars from California. So basically, these are all the vehicles that are far away. I had them shipped out for the week. And yeah, we're going to be drag racing these today and adding them onto the list of the vehicles that we are currently compiling. Just to let you know, all these vehicles are basically being run in their drag racing spec if they have one. And yeah, we're running at the same drag strip so then the numbers stay consistent and everything. So yeah, but to go through them, first vehicle here, as you all know, this is the cop car. The cop car is a vehicle that I originally intended to be a nitrous bomb. It was a retired cop car with a lot of front end damage, but basically I have resurrected this thing and accidentally turned it into a neighbor clone. But I'm just going with it because the car's a ripper. Of course, originally when I built this car, it had a lot of issues. It bent the axle when it drag raced and everything. But ever since BeamNG did an update to this thing, the car is a lot stronger. It's a lot better, and it's a good drag car. This car has been known to run some good 8-second passes. So, yeah. And most notably, this thing is known for its accidental 1100 horsepower. And the thing that I found out is I always thought that this thing had a fully modified blower. No, it's only a stage 2. So it can make more power if I wanted it to, but where it is now currently, it's staying. The next vehicle, though, is definitely a fan favorite. Or at least one of my favorites, too. But this is the Impala. So I built this thing on kind of a whim to do a big block showdown where it was me versus Sean with the Claphawk. And this vehicle has just not failed to disappoint. The motor is from an episode a while back where we put a big drag racing engine in the Regent seat and tore the rear end out of it. But now it's in this thing because we got to keep the engine afterwards. And it's a badass car. It's got an automatic in it, and it's strutting. It's new set of drag wheels and tires. It's got skinnies in the front and slicks on the back. This thing might party a little bit more than it did. The next vehicle, as you know, is the red BX. I was planning to get the blue BX out here as well, but we're having issues with that car, and if I were to run it, I'm probably going to blow it up. This one, though, I have less incentive to blow it up or not now, because if I break something on it, that means this thing is getting a sequential transmission, so... But yes, the Red BX, basically, this is a rare version of a 200BX. It's got an inline 5 engine in it. It's got a big turbo on it. Hood dump exhaust, of course. It's a cool car. It's made to basically be a street car. And I think it holds up to it pretty well, other than the chute that's on the back. Next vehicle is the lowest one here, I'm going to assume. This is the Blue Buck Beater. So basically, this was built to go up against a trophy truck with hydraulic suspension back when the Blue Buck was originally added to the game. And then I came back and put a diesel engine in it with the hydraulic suspension, and here we are today. This thing hasn't been touched since. It's literally been a very reliable vehicle. A lot of these vehicles are very reliable, so hopefully they survive today. But this thing has, I think, a 150 shot of nitrous. We might step that up a little bit today. I don't know how much nitrous it's taken, but it's basically a nitrous injected diesel. Hood dump, hydraulic suspension. I do want to overhaul this thing soon though, because it is kind of out of date. I want to put better tires on it, see if I can make the car brake a bit better, because the brakes are non-existent on this car. It's basically disc in the front, and it's not even good disc brakes, and drums in the rear. It's not a good setup car. The final one that I just decided to add on as a bonus, and that really shouldn't be racing, here is the car that I am naming Ricky Bobby. This is basically a full gravel F2 Barstow race car that I got on a recent episode of Roadkill Projects, and we took it around a raceway. And I'm going to drag race it today before I do all the fancy upgrades to the suspension to potentially make this car better. But yeah. But I will say, going back to the beginning of the fleet here, we do have some unfortunate news for the cop car. No, it is not going anywhere, but I am doing a revamp of this car. It's going to keep the motor. It's going to keep the idea of it. I don't know if it's going to keep the automatic transmission, but I want to make this thing into the ultimate thrash car. The cop car has been limited for so long with its steering angle. It's just not built right to be like a really fun thrash car, and I'm going to do some upgrades to it. It's going to get a new light bar and everything as well, so on an upcoming Roadkill Projects episode, we're going to be revamping this thing, probably before this comes out, honestly, because this is next on my list to work on. So, yeah, you're going to be seeing a revamp of the cop car, but it is for a good reason. Is it going to continue to drag race? Probably not. I'm going to keep a drag setup for it, though, just in case, but as the fate of the automatic transmission, I don't know. But this is basically going to be the car's final legitimate drag passes today. So, get ready to see how that goes. But we're basically just going to go in the order of the most not impressive to the impressive. We're going to end it off with the cop car because, you know, it's a monumental vehicle. I love the thing so much. It's a great drag car, but it needs a different purpose. So the first contestant here is the Ricky Bobby, as we just explained. This is basically a full-on, like 80, like 60s, 70s, 80s styled race car. But performance-wise, it's a big block. I'm pretty sure it's a 426. Independent rear, or independent front, straight axle on the back. Probably makes in the range of 500 horsepower. It is a manual transmission. So, yeah. And the transmission's on its way out, because as we learned with the F2, the manual transmission absolutely sucks for drag racing. Sounds awesome, though. It's got boom tubes on it. Now I am not expecting anything significant from this thing. But, yeah. It's about to get crazy. And there you go. This is why this car isn't really a drag car. That's like the most the tires are going to get heated up on this thing. Oh no, that's the clutch is already failing. No. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh no! Oh, it won't even go any faster. It's just slipping. I'm pretty sure I have roasted the clutch. Well. Yeah, it's fried. It is fried. Well, let's slowly go by and see what it ran. A 3446 with a roasted clutch. Well, it's a good thing I brought a backup vehicle for this case. Which, we might as well race that now, because this thing is, yeah, this thing is totaled. The transmission is done. We need a new one. Alright, everybody. Meet the long bed. You may have not seen this truck for a while. But basically, this is a stock gravel D-Series. It's got four-wheel drive. This truck has never really been known for being fast. But, yeah. Only thing I've done to it is just a fresh set of tires. That's it. You know, there's been nothing else done to this truck. It is completely stock. But we're going to drag race it anyways, because it is a part of the fleet. So let's lock the rear diff and get our burnout in. Oh, hold on, gotta turn that off. Okay. Oh, also, one thing I gotta point out now, this truck now drives straight. This truck has never driven straight. I managed to fix that. That's the other big modification that it's had done. But okay. Oh shit, I was already on the light. Holy shit. Alright. Get up there, get up to that light. Not gonna lie, it actually felt a little slow. I wonder why. It's honestly kind of weird. I wonder why it did that. Let's see what time it ran, though. As you can see, it is driving mostly straight now. 13.0. I think just because I'm feeling a little... It felt a little slow, so I think, you know... We need to do a four-wheel drive launch, I think. I think that's what it needs. So, let's get this thing in the four-wheel. Put it in low. Let's get all four of those tires warmed up. You can hear that air conditioning right now. Okay. Oh no, I left it in low. Shit. I did not mean to leave this thing in low. It'll never do the quarter in low gear. Oh, fuck. Alright, well, I guess we gotta do one more pass. That air conditioning is ripping. I gotta say, this thing's doing pretty good. 13.6 though. Letting off early. It's pretty good. Let's warm those tires up again. I wonder if, can it do it in low? We'll stick with it. Let's go on a rip with this unit. There we go. Pretty good. Pretty good. 12s is it's pretty fast for a stock truck, I gotta say. But oh well, I'll take it. Alright, we're off to a bad start already. Hey, there we go. It's just got to get a little heat in her, that's all. Don't know. Oh, shit. Don't do that. Alright, well, you know what? First off, because I don't want to do too many passes in this thing, because we're kind of running out of daylight. How much nitrous are we doing? It's already a 250 shot. Okay. So that means this thing is going as fast as it can go already. Without probably blowing it up. But yeah. Alright, let's make a pass in it. Oh, hold on. There we go. Gotta get it up to race height. Oh boy. Yeah, that was a ripper right there. Oh, nitrous. Gotta turn that on. I think this thing actually pulled the front tire off the ground. That's a little surprising. Holy shit. Man, I didn't remember this thing actually being that fast. This was supposed to be at the 12-hour live stream in December, but we ended up having to cut the drag racing because it's broken on the West Coast map. Let's see what we ran, though. A 10-10. Damn, not bad. I'm impressed with this unit, and you know what? Air out, just to prove it. On to the red BX, because I think that's the last car we're going to get to run before we lose daylight. Alright. So hopefully I can get this pass right off the bat. Not bad. That was actually a good pass. I managed to shift it pretty well. Love this car so much. Kind of hoping this is a record. Kind of hoping. .953 at 159. It's basically what it was running. I think this thing can go faster with a 9.4, but I'm out of daylight, so we're gonna cut our losses here with this car. Probably come back with it with the sequential when I put it in, but yeah. And tomorrow we'll be running the fast ones, so we'll be back then. All right, it's time to run the Impala. So for people who don't know, this thing has basically a 454 in it with a massive supercharger. Don't know how much power it's making because I've never cared the look, so let's see what this thing's going to put down. We might do 1 or 2 passes. I know this thing can still probably do a pretty gnarly burnout. Sweet. Brakes, are you there? That was a pretty solid pass. Oh, this thing doesn't like the turn with the skinnies. I also think the steering is jacked up on this thing from the burnout competition. Holy shit, that's a record for this thing, an 826. Yeah, that's a record for this thing. It's never gone that fast. Holy shit. All right, cool. This thing is just a car that keeps on giving. And now here we are. Very sad moment. The final passes of the cop car before it gets turned into something else. I'm still going to keep the tires and the parachute and everything for it, but I'm probably not going to drag race it as much anymore because I simply don't need it to. Like, you know, it is one of my vehicles, and I have other vehicles for that. And this thing is going to kind of be an example for something that I'm currently planning. And some of the drag racing parts have to come off of it. I don't know if I'm going to stick with putting a manual in the car. I might keep the automatic transmission just because it's simplicity pretty much. But the manual transmission would mean better control of the car and everything like that. But yeah, we're going to be making some changes to it, some cool changes, some people might not be too happy about since this thing is a pretty fast car. But I don't care about the car's speed. I care about the thrash level. So Let's do the final 2 passes here. 1 or 2, I don't know. If this thing hits it right off the bat, then great. Maybe we'll do 1 pass off the trans brake just for fun. Yeah, I was just about to say, 2-step turn off. Oof. Alright. Let's do 1 brake stand, and then maybe we'll do 1 pass with the trans brake to see if it'll wheelie. Oh! Come on, I'm trying to cut a good light here. Ah, push through the beams. Not bad. I think that was a good light. Pretty sure this car's fastest pass was like an 860. Pretty sure it was an 860. $876. Okay, not bad. Let me put this in my little log here, even though I don't think the wheelie is going to make the car go faster. But not bad. Not bad at all. Alright. I have no confidence that this thing is going to go faster off the trans brake, but... Does it even work? Like, I don't even know if it still works on this car. Yeah, it works. How well this is going to go over, I don't know. But I think I'm saying goodbye to another bumper on this car. You know what? We'll even put the lights on. Oh, boy. No faith in this whatsoever. Actually didn't wheelie too hard. That was amazing. Beginning to wonder if the 2 years this car has been overheated a lot, it's finally starting to show. Yeah, it didn't go faster, but I don't think I cut a good light. Oh well. This car's great. But I ain't gonna miss the drag racing it because honestly, I'm just gonna make the car do that even better. So, yeah. But hopefully you enjoyed this episode of BeamNG Roadkill Drag Times. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye. That's how you ruin a set of slicks.